Okay, well, in 1492, on October 12th, Christopher Columbus was basically credited with discovering, quote unquote, the American continent.
We're calling this occupy different places, but San Diego was already occupied. There was people that were here long before our current day city was here.
We need to acknowledge that San Diego has been occupied. It was occupied, centuries ago by European settlers who just decided to push the indigenous side of this land.
Connecting our movement with other movements around the world, connecting our movements with indigenous struggles around the world, connecting our movements with the history of the land that we're on, the fact that we had multiple indigenous languages spoken here with multiple groups that lived here for thousands of years, and within 300 or 400 years in San Diego, we've been colonized by Spanish-speaking people. We were colonized by another Spanish-speaking group, Mexican government. We were colonized by a third English-speaking group of California, and finally by the United States through annexation. That's 4 different colonizing systems in the last few hundred years in one location with the same border and always on a border. And I mean, every war, it's been pivotal. I think, we need to connect all these dots, and it all starts with Columbus Day. It all starts with 500 years of colonization. That's the beginning point.
My name is Navajo Nation, and I represent everybody that's out here today because that's in my heart. It's true heart.
And also make a holiday is like making him a hero for killing all these indigenous people, okay?
But the main reason why I'm here is because we are all human beings, deserve to live in dignity. We deserve to be proud of who we are. And in recent years, actually throughout the history of colonization, that has not been happening. People have been held down. People have been denied education and access to resources to make them a better person, to make this society better. That's part of the reason why I am here today.
There's so much to tell. Columbus didn't...
to redefine what Columbus Day is, on what this day means, and that we need to stand in solidarity with the indigenous peoples of the world, including the indigenous people in this country, to recognize that when we occupy Wall Street, occupy San Diego, that this was land of indigenous people that has been taken over, but also that now those same forces that have oppressed indigenous peoples are oppressing workers and upholding sexism and homophobia.
I am a Native American, part of the Cherokee Nation, indigenous peoples, and I'm also part of the LGBTQ community. And I really just want people to understand that not only are there a lot of oppressed and minority groups, but the indigenous people have been fighting back against the government for a long time. And I believe that all of us can come together, the LGBTQ community, the Latino American communities, the African American communities, and really make the difference that needs to be made to ensure that all of our voices are heard.
And it wasn't until later on in my teens that I discovered all the bloodshed and that was really went with it. Back in the elementary school, it was so sugar-coated. They had songs and stuff. But
I actually just learned of Indigenous Peoples Day today. And I'm really thankful that there were individuals that were sharing their stories and also teaching a bit about the history of where we live and how we have already actually occupied this place once before.
Oh, I didn't like the part where, no, I shouldn't say free peace for everybody. Everybody be peaceful. I don't like all the hatred between, to me, but you know what? We should all be one group.
Yeah, we've got a lot of is we gotta
stories and
peel back and take a look at it and really question
teaching a bit about the history of where we live and how we have already occupied us. I think it's time that we unify with truth and
the African Americans, all of the minorities, all come together.
We didn't cross the border crossed us, and we have to acknowledge that, and we have to be able to fight and challenge a system that's pitching us against each other, that's just trying to divide and conquer us.
Because we're all human. We're all human.